It was just two lovers sitting in the car, listening to Blonde, falling for each other. Pink and orange skies, feeling super childish. No Donald Glover. This call from my mother. Like, where you at tonight? Got no alibi. I was all alone with the love of my life. She's got glitter for skin, my radiant beat in the night. I don't need no light to see you shine. Just two lovers.
Hello guys, welcome back. I haven't done a sit down video in a while. I hope you guys are appreciating the little fireplace behind me. I don't feel very ready to film right now, but I told myself for 2023 that doesn't matter. I just need to film more because I don't post a lot of videos. It's kind of sporadic. This video isn't meant to brag about my year. I mean, I think for some people this might not even be something they're impressed by. I think everyone has different goals. But the reason I wanted to make this video was to talk about how to make the year your own for 2023. I wanted to talk about making what you want in life happen. Our world was really shut off in the last couple years with COVID. And with everything opening up, I feel like opportunities are really opening up as well. And I think it's important for our mindset to also open up to the idea of more possibilities and to dream bigger again. My family keeps making fun of me because I keep saying for 2023, dream bigger. Like, you know, put the ridiculous things on your vision board or of your list of goals for the year, because I don't know why we should limit ourselves with what we think is reasonable or within reach. I get that for a lot of things, but I think for vision boards and for goal setting, you should have some of those really fun, unrealistic goals. I think you need to tell yourself that these things could be possible, that you can put the work in and make these things happen. They might not happen the year you're expecting it, but I do think it's important to have those kind of goals. So my little ramble, today's video, I wanted to do a little review of my vision board from 2022. The last couple years when I've done vision boards and posted them on YouTube, I think last year I did review the vision board from the year before making my next one. And this year I really want to review my 2022 vision board before I make my 2023 one. I'm going to make my 2023 vision board in another video. This one's just going to be a review because I actually think I somehow managed to cross off a lot of the things on my vision board that I didn't expect this year, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit before we head into the new year. So if anyone has watched my vision board video from last year, I'll link it here if you guys haven't. My vision board, I didn't make it in the typical cut and paste kind of scrapbook collage type way. Instead I used Notion and I made a list format. I'm a big list girl, so I like being able to see each thing, but I do include imagery to kind of help me with my vision board as well. So my first goal on the vision board for this year, I'm already ready for 2023. My first goal for 2022 was to start my own business. I actually did do this year, and it was one of my favorite accomplishments of the year. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but I'm just really glad that I started it. And my timeline wasn't exactly where I expected it as well. I think I'd written down March 2022, I wanted to start my business. I didn't really throw myself into it until May, which is actually when I quit my job. I had a full-time job as a graphic designer for another company before then, and it wasn't until I quit my job that I threw myself in the deep end and properly started working on my business. I do recommend, if you're going to do this, to really set up more things in your business before leaving your job, but I just threw myself in head first, and it is probably the best decision I made of this year. I've never been happier. I've definitely understand that I have a lot of privileges with the fact that I am living at home, so I'm not paying rent currently, and I could afford to save to take the risk to go do freelance and start my business, and I'm really appreciative for that. I think if anyone is in the same position as me, and also the fact that I live in Canada, so healthcare is provided for, then, you know, what is holding you back? If this is something you really wanted to do, I'm totally for doing it. And I think it might feel like a bit of a risk. You're going to see your friends moving on in those corporate positions, and you're going to think, oh, I'm starting from scratch, trying to start my own business. But I think there's a lot of rewards in the long run. My second goal was to grow a successful Instagram and YouTube for Redlid. Redlid Consulting is the business that I started. And I guess I did do this in some ways, in the fact that I did start the YouTube, I did start the Instagram for my business, but I think the only video I have posted on my Red Lid YouTube channel was one to explain the website templates I was selling. And the Instagram is a very simple start, and I only really started posting on it more often recently, and I plan to really grow it more in 2023. So I don't know if I would count this goal as being a success or like completed, because I started it, but I didn't technically really grow it. So that one will be something that I'll be working on in 2023. The third goal I had was to grow a successful Instagram and TikTok and YouTube for Alice Bow, which is my YouTube channel, my Alice Bow Creates Instagram, which I post about art, productivity, traveling. And this is an interesting goal because I actually deleted my TikTok account in 2022. I decided that the app was quite all-consuming, honestly. I'm quite good at managing my time when it comes to YouTube and Instagram, but TikTok was taking over too much time in my life, and I didn't think I was actually creating enough and posting on there enough that I'm seeing any positive returns from the app. It was more like I was just giving all my time to it. So I removed it. I'm not posting on TikTok anymore. Maybe I will in the future, but as of right now, you know, I'm just posting on Instagram and YouTube. Did I grow on Instagram and YouTube? Not as much as I thought I was going to. I also don't think I put in enough work. I did grow more on my YouTube than I did on my Instagram, I believe, and I did post more on YouTube than I did on Instagram. I was quite good at posting fairly consistently at the beginning of the year, where I saw the most growth, and then when I was doing all the traveling and everything at the end of the year, I kind of dropped off on my posting schedule. But again, I would say, did I grow it? Yes. Did I grow it much? No. I didn't reach the crazy targets I put, like 100K for YouTube. I'm not even at 3K yet, I don't think. So it didn't happen. I think I put 20K for Instagram. I'm at like 585 followers on my art Instagram. But you know what? In the scheme of things, it's not the end of the world. I definitely know I didn't post enough to be deserving of those numbers. Again, I'm always saying dream big, so I put pretty crazy numbers on my vision boards because I think that's the whole point of having a vision board. You should definitely set those big goals for yourself. So maybe in 2023, who knows? Goal number 4 was to have clear skin. I think I have this on my vision board the last couple years too, because I dealt with really bad skin while I was in university. I have finally cleared it up quite a lot. I still have a few little scars and discoloration here and there, but my goal was just to clear it up even more this year. And I have been very consistent with my skincare routine, and it has been helping a lot. I think while I was traveling, I didn't have all the skincare essentials that I use, and my skin did take a little bit of a dive, but I think it showed that the things that I am doing at home do work, and they are working well for me. So I would definitely say this goal was a success. I'm being very, very open here with my goals. Goal number 5 kind of cracks me up. It said to have abs. I've never had abs in my entire life, like defined abs. Have I been going to the gym this year though? No, I was going at the start of the year. I actually had a pretty good start. In the summer I was doing okay, and then midway through the summer I just dropped off. I actually canceled my gym membership because I was going to go traveling for 2 months, and did I work out in those 2 months? No. Do I regret it? No, because I had a nice time traveling, and I think working abroad, trying to see everything and going out and meeting friends all at the same time, throwing a workout in there, I probably wouldn't have managed it, but this is kind of a funny goal. Will I move it to next year? Maybe. I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing to have, but I don't think it's something that I care about as much going into 2023. I think my goal now is to just get myself back to the gym, because at least I was going to the gym when I set this goal, and I haven't been going to the gym lately. Goal number 6 is kind of a fun one. It was to master and memorize 2 new piano pieces. So a little backstory, I've never been classically taught piano. Like, I knew a few scales, and I really wanted to learn how to play like an extravagant piece. And I thought, what's stopping me? Well, I can't read piano, like I can't read music. I did used to play instruments in the past, but I honestly can't read music for the life of me. So I thought maybe I could just memorize them. So my goal was to master Clair de Lune and 1 more piece. Update on this, my other piece ended up being Mozart's Fantasia. Pretty much memorized the whole piece, so I'm really happy with myself on that. It is a little like dodgy here and there when I try like play for people out in public. My brain kind of freezes up a little bit because it's all muscle memory, but for the most part I got that piece down. And then Clair de Lune, I think I just learned like the first less than a minute or so. So, you know, I didn't master memorize 2 complete pieces, but I am proud of myself for managing 1. And I think actually, to elaborate, when I make my 2023 goals, I've realized how wonderful it is to be able to read sheet music and I'd actually like to go back to basics and teach myself how to read music now. So I think that's gonna be a goal for this upcoming year, because I just think it's an amazing skill to have, to be able to pick up any music and play. I think it's gonna be a little bit hard going backwards and playing slower and more simple pieces to learn this, but it's something I'm willing to do. So I am proud of myself for goal number 6. I would say half completed. Goal number 7 is kind of a interesting goal of mine. It was to recall history from around the world. I don't know, I think being in a job, when I was in my full-time job, I felt like I wasn't learning as much as I did when I was in school, and I really love history. As my friends will know, when we're going to Europe, I love art history. I love learning about a lot of European history as well, and I felt like I didn't know much at all. So I was going to read a lot more this year and teach myself more with more personal learning, individual learning. And I think I did a little bit of this, but I think my expectation, I didn't meet it. I would have liked to do a lot more. I think, again, reading books kind of fell off halfway through the year. I think that's when my goals really just like took a back burner, when I was figuring out how to run a new business and sorting my life out when I quit my job. I should really make a video on all of that if you guys are interested in how that all went. But I would say this is a half complete goal as well, but I'm happy with where I got to. I just think I could have done more. Goal number 8. This is the goal that needed the most work besides the having abs goal. This one was to be able to have full conversations in French. I'm telling you right now, I went to Paris this year. We didn't even have half conversations in French. My French is very broken. I did okay at the beginning of the year. I was doing like a little bit of Duolingo, a little bit of online learning. But I think this is one thing I learned about myself, is I actually have a really hard time getting myself to sit down and study a language. Because I did find studying French when I was younger, because I was in French immersion for like 6 months when I was younger. Kind of off topic. But I found it hard then when I had a teacher. I'm finding it really hard to get myself motivated to teach it to myself alone, even though the want is there. So actually, I think for 2023, again, this will be in my next goals video, I would like to book myself into French classes or something like that and really make this goal happen this time. So this goal, complete fail. This one did not work at all. Goal number 9, again, big goal. I don't know if I want to follow up on this goal next year or not. We'll see. I'm a bit more up in the air about it, but goal number 9 was to move to a new city. I don't know, I was thinking like a different city in Canada or a different city in Europe. I was really hoping to get my European citizenship through my Irish citizenship. We'll get more to that in a little bit. That did not happen this year, but I did get to live in a few different cities this year, different Airbnbs in different places in Europe, and that was a really cool experience, but I did not move to a new city, so that goal was not completed. Goal number 10 was to create a podcast. I would have loved to have created one. One of my friends wanted to create one with me. This didn't happen. And I think actually, I like the idea of this goal, but it might take a back burner for next year too, because I couldn't follow through with the content for YouTube, for Instagram, even my business work. Like, I think juggling a podcast in there too would be extra tricky. I need to get those ones on track first. Still love the idea, but this goal also did not happen. So goal 11 was to have my own apartment. Did not happen. Again, I don't know about next year. I think freelancing now, I am trying to save. Not sure if I would move out this upcoming year or like where my head's at with that. I have to do a bit of planning, trying to make sure that my business is afloat and I can afford my lifestyle while freelancing. I think that, again, it's baby steps. I think the apartment might be, you know, maybe a year out or so. When I say have my own apartment, I meant rent, not buy. But we will see where life takes us with that. So goal 12 was to cook clean meals. I was doing really well in the summer, really well in the beginning of the year. I think when I traveled and just came back recently, like the last couple weeks I was kind of sick and just got back from traveling, completely fell off. There's something too about summer for me where I want to actually eat cleaner and cook more. I don't know, in the winter I just want to eat carbs and drink hot chocolate and snuggle by the fire, an actual fire. Yeah, I would say this was like a half complete goal for me, because for majority of the year I was doing good, but for the last couple months, not so much. Goal 13 was to work out 3 times a week. Again, I would say this is a half complete goal, because for the majority of the year I was actually doing really well at this. If I wasn't going to the gym 3 times a week, I would always supplement it with working out at home. I tried to go to the gym 3 times a week just to make it worth having a gym membership, so I was doing okay. And then I think it was around August, or maybe before August, that I stopped going, and then I went traveling. So I would like to get back to working 3 times a week, even if it's just at home workouts again. Goal 14, be able to run for 30 minutes straight, no breaks. Didn't manage this. I was running quite a bit in the summer around my neighborhood, doing more cardio at the gym. I was definitely getting there, but I know for sure I was still taking breaks for a 30-minute run. So I don't know, to some maybe that doesn't seem that long, but to me, it was. Goal 15, I don't know if I'm skipping goals. Anyways, goal 15, stay close with family and good friends. I think I did this year. I had a really nice year, creating a lot of fun memories with friends and family. Goal 16 was to be a morning person. I tried so hard with this goal, guys, because I think naturally I'm not someone who can just like get out of bed. And maybe it's the mental strength or willpower, especially when it's winter. I can't tell you guys how much I've been struggling this week. Calgary, Canada, it's been very, very cold recently. I've been struggling to get out of bed. But earlier in the year, I remember I read what was it called? The 5 a.m. Club. That book really helped motivate me for a good while to wake up early. I wasn't doing 5 a.m. I tried for a little bit and I couldn't do the 5 a.m. But like 6 a.m. I was managing that okay. I would like to get back to that again. I think lots of motivation coming into this new year. Maybe it's natural to fall off a little bit throughout the year, but I would say maybe half the year, 50%, I was a good morning person. I tried to be. It didn't come naturally to me, but again, really fell off traveling, coming back. Can't say I've been a morning person this week. Goal 17, I feel like this goal was the most obviously completed, which was to travel to Europe. I really wanted to travel with my friends, and I even wrote my mom, which is great because I actually did travel with my mom too this year. I met her while in Ireland because she was there visiting my family in Ireland. I actually met her while I was out there, and we went to Galway with my grandma, and like I actually had a really lovely time traveling with the two of them. And I did travel with friends as well. I traveled with lots of different friends in Europe. To each place I went to, I'd meet different friends. So really pleased that this goal was completed. I think it was one of the more memorable things that happened this year. I also went to go visit my friends, my internet friends that you guys have seen on my channel before. I met them in Washington, and that was really nice, and I hope to see them next year, 2023, and do another trip. So pleased with traveling this year. It went well. Goal 18 was to learn how to invest and diversify my portfolio. I love that I wrote learn stocks here. Because it's not something of natural interest to me. I always have to ask, my brothers or my dad, people who follow it a little bit more closely. But I will say I'm proud of myself for putting more money into investments this year and trying to learn a little bit more. I think I could have put more effort into it, but I am proud of myself for the amount that I learned and where I put my money. So more to learn for 2023, but I can say that I completed this goal. Goal 19. This one was to get an Irish passport. Well, technically it'd be the citizenship the passport would be following, but so I applied for it at the very beginning of the year. Check that off. But I'm waiting to hear back from them still, and it turns out, I think with Brexit, England moving away from the rest of Europe, or the United Kingdom, moving away from the rest of Europe, leaving the European Union, more people were applying to get their Irish passport. And I also think with COVID, they actually prevented people from applying for a bit, because I remember I tried to apply to get my Irish citizenship during COVID, and it had just stopped. So when they opened it back up, it was like everyone was applying. So I think there's a bit of a backlog. I'm hoping it should be around this time of the year that I hear from them about my Irish citizenship. Fingers crossed I submitted everything okay. But they're saying it could take up to 2 years now to get the citizenship, and it's only been a year since I applied. So we'll see. It would be a Christmas miracle if that could happen sometime before Christmas right now, and I find out about that before the new year. Who knows? I could still complete this goal before the new year. That is my last goal on my vision board list, as I'd like to call it, on Notion. And I'm looking forward to creating my 2023 vision board for you guys and having that out for you early this January. I talk right now. In 2023. I love creating them for the year, and my motto is always dream big. Put the things that you don't think are super realistic on there. You never know what's gonna happen or what you're capable of. And I will see you guys on the next video very, very soon.